What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, man, listen, it is Chris here again, back with the Shift Society podcast. And I cannot be more happy to be here, man. I really do think that, the stuff we're talking about and working on is going to change your life. And today we are talking about something that I think is near and dear to many of your hearts. Whether you're accomplished, whether you're just starting out, this is going to pertain to you. Whether you've made $1,000 last year or whether you've made $100,000 last year, I believe that this may have something to do with your life today. And what am I talking about? I am talking about the 5 thoughts that are blocking your next level. And Chris, I got a lot of money, not a big deal. Well, listen, I'll be honest. You may have a lot of money, but find yourself still stuck getting to the next level. You may not have a lot of money and have never gotten to the next level perceivably in your life. This will pertain to both parties, all right? So the truth is, if you're smart, driven, and you're still wondering why is it that success feels so much slower than it should, you're not alone. You're not alone. It feels like that for a lot of people. And no, it's not your strategy. It's not your work ethic, your work ethic alone. It could be either one of those things, but it's not that alone. It's your thoughts. It's what you think. It's what goes from east to west, or west, whichever one. East to west, west to east, whichever one. Let's just say east to west. I feels like that's just a better way of phrasing it, okay? But it's your thoughts, right? And specifically, the 5 thoughts that are running in the background and quietly blocking your next level. And we want to make sure that we address those things. And when I tell you that I remember having an issue like this all the time, where I would wonder, how am I not reaching my goals? Why am I not reaching my next level? I'm plenty smart enough. I am very capable. I have the gifts. So it's not those things, right? But what is it? Well, what it is I didn't think myself as being successful. I didn't see myself rising to that occasion. So I'll give you a great example. For many of you who have listened to this, you know that I worked at Apple for a long time. And when I was working at Apple, I was hired in a sales position. And that position was to sell Apple products at the Apple store. And because of that, I didn't come into the door thinking about leadership. I didn't. It wasn't even a thought. It wasn't a thought in my mind that there was another level in the beginning. And matter of fact, even when I started to realize that it was a possibility, I had trouble seeing myself in that position. I had trouble believing that they would want me in that position. So what did I do? I didn't do the things that you would do if you were trying to pursue being in leadership. I did the things that you would do if you were trying to be really good at your job in the sales position. And until someone awakened me in my thoughts and said, hey, you could be in leadership, then suddenly all of the ideas of what it might take to be in leadership started to open. And then I started to look around me and put the other puzzle pieces together. Oh, that's why, this person is doing that, because they're trying to be in leadership. Oh, that's why they raise their hand a little bit more. That's why they volunteer to help do this. Now I get it. But that shift only happened after I confronted that original core mental script, which was, I am not good enough to be considered to be in leadership. That was a core belief that I had. It wasn't that I just needed more money. It wasn't that I needed more talent. I needed a new framework of how I thought about myself. All right. So once you crack that, and once I cracked that, everything shifted at Apple. Now, even in my current day-to-day, I was thinking that it was, when we first started this business, we were approaching schools. Schools. How can we get a contract with a school? How can we get on the school's radar? How can we get the principal to answer the phone? Can the principal email us? Principal, where are you? And the principals weren't answering. But at times they did. And there were many moments in which we would make good money, and there were many moments in which we didn't. But that yo-yo effect is hard to sustain. And so my belief was, this is going to be a struggle. This idea of working for myself has its bright moments, but boy, is it hard. And I was thinking that maybe I need to go back to work. Trust me, I did. I thought about that. I thought about going back to work. And I tell people this all the time, that I contacted my friend David Shands, and I said, Dave, you're a fantastic entrepreneur, right? You teach entrepreneurs like nobody teaches entrepreneurs. It's your stick. It's your thing, right? You move the needle for thousands of people per year, right? You've helped people with podcasts. You have helped people through the morning meetup community. Shout out to that community. You've done some amazing things. But Dave, I got to ask you a question. What do you do when you're stuck in the middle? He said, most entrepreneurs quit at this stage. This is the area in which you earn it. Everyone can go back to work and get a job. Easy to do. But there's also this part of, this is the moment in which you break through to the other side. And I'm telling you, if you stop here, you will always be on the side of working a 9 to 5. It's about, what do you want? I said, wow, that's important. What do I want? Do I want the 9 to 5 or do I want the freedom? I chose the freedom. I thought the freedom was just more important. So therefore, I pushed through. I thought pushing through would be worth it. And I thought pushing through would be bigger than whatever else I was feeling at the moment. So the 5 blocking thoughts. Thought number 1. Here's a thought. Have you thought this? I'm behind. People have moved past me. Chris, I'm not where I should be at my age. I'm not where I need to be, man. I cannot believe that I am 37, that I'm 45, that I'm 50 years old, and this is where I am. Okay. The truth is this is where you are. When you think I'm behind, you start rushing, you have anxiety, you have anxious energy, and that will kill creativity. You thought that, you wanted to be creative, you wanted to start something, but if you're going into it thinking that I have pressure on me, that I have to go do this, then you are going to find yourself lacking creativity, because creativity needs freedom. Creativity needs you to feel as if you're passionate about something, not as if you are in a crisis. Okay? The truth is that you're not behind, you're misaligned. There's a difference of being behind the line and being in the wrong line. You could be behind the line, but be next in line. But you're wondering, why is this line taking so long? And you look to your right, and that line is moving so fast. And then you look up at the sign, and you realize, I'm in the wrong line. I need to be in that line. It's not the problem that I'm behind the wrong thing. I am in the wrong line. And if I was in alignment, in the right line, then therefore, where I needed to go, I would be right there, and I probably would be moving faster. In your life, when you think I'm behind, what are you comparing it to? To who? To what? a timeline that's built by fear and Instagram, like you're not on the wrong path. You're on the wrong pace. You think that you're supposed to have something already, but you are in the position of getting ready for the thing you're supposed to have. You're not, let me say that again for somebody to hear me. You are not behind because you feel as if you have to get yourself ready. You're already being positioned to become ready for the thing that you're supposed to have. It is not enough for you to just think, oh, I want it. It should be mine because X, Y, and Z has it. You don't know how long that person has been doing the thing that they have been doing. And so you can't compare your start with where they are. If you and I both started the 5K at 2 different times, you can't be mad that you've realized, oh, they're almost done. Oh man, that sucks. I should have started with them. Well, the truth is you didn't start with them. You started when you started. And so now your job is to finish your race. That's your job. Finish your race. So what a person started the race of life or the race of that goal or the race of starting that business or the race of becoming a parent or owning a house or making $1 million, whatever they did, they may have started ahead of you, but it doesn't mean that their journey has been easy. It doesn't mean that their journey has been fun. It doesn't mean that they didn't stop and need to take a break. It didn't mean that along that journey, they didn't have doubts, that they weren't feeling pressure. You don't know what went on their journey, but you're trying to run their race. And guess what you end up doing? To catch up to them, you run the wrong pace in the same race, right? You need to be running your pace. Run your pace so that you can get to the finish line. If you run the wrong pace in the race of life, you will probably not finish the way that you thought you should. Had you ran at a pace that made sense for you, and instead of thinking I'm behind, you would have finished at the right time. Instead, you jumped out the gates trying to catch up to everybody. You ran the wrong pace, and like many people, you burned out. You became exhausted, winded by the opportunity that was in front of you, winded at the chance to change your life, winded because you thought that it was more important to catch up to them than it was to run your own race. And I'm telling you this for the sake of comparison, that is killing people's ability to reach their goals. It is. But if you run your own pace, even if it's a little slower, you run it with control. You run it in control. You know how long it's taking you to get from this to there, from that to there. And you know, if I keep running at this pace, I'm going to get where I'm going eventually. How can I not? I have to get there the way I'm going. I'm seeing progress. I'm passing certain checkpoints in my life. I have to be able to get there. And so that's what's important. Thought number 2. I need to wait until I'm ready. This honestly is the brain's favorite lie. The brain loves this lie. I need to wait until I'm ready to even get started. Don't get started yet. You're not ready yet. You're going to get a sign. You're going to get a sign. Something's going to tell you it's going to fall out the sky. I know you got all the connections and you're just waiting on that connection to tell you it's time to go, right? My thing is for you that you're mistaking familiarity with readiness. You think that it's that because you're looking for a sign that you're going to see the thing that makes it okay for you to start. So here you are at the starting line of that race, same 5K, and you've been watching so much TV comparing the race that, you know, you're about to run with the race you're about to run. You know, you've been looking at these other races in movies, other 5Ks, and what do they started with? The gun, right? Right? And you've been waiting and saying that I know when I'm going to start this race because they're going to shoot the gun in the air and that's going to be indicative of me starting. So you get there, you're all ready to go, and you think you're ready, and you're saying, I think I'm ready. I'm just waiting on the permission to start running my race. And they blow the whistle. You don't even hear it. You don't even hear the sign that told you it's time to go because you were looking for something that was familiar. So I wonder, how often have you missed the signal to start running? Who are you waiting for to tell you to start that business? Are you waiting for permission? Are you waiting for someone? What are you waiting for? If God gave you clarity, it's already your assignment. He made it clear for you. He told you exactly, this is your lane. This is your area. This is your thing. You don't need a sign, you need to start. You don't need a sign. It's time to start. If you see everyone else in your lane running and you know that you're prepared to run that race, if things are moving around you, what are you waiting on to get in the game? If things are moving around you, what greater sign do you need that it's time to go? What else do you need that says, "Oh, time to go. Things are moving around me. The thing I prayed for is moving around me." Why am I still standing here waiting on the ultimate sign? Because you're looking for peace. You want comfort. You want to be able to think that it's going to be ready-made and tailor-made for you so that when you start, you don't encumber any type of obstacles. Because, Chris, if it's for me, I shouldn't run into anything. Says who? Says who? On this journey of whatever you're trying to get done, whether it's losing weight, whether it is fixing your credit or your health, whether it is starting that business, whether it's repairing a relationship, my question to you is, if other things are moving around you, what sign are you looking for? Actually, write it down. If you are someone who's waiting on a sign, then write down what the sign is. Write it. I'm being dead serious. If you have more clarity than God, then write down the sign that he hasn't shown you. Write it down. So then that way you know what to look for and keep looking for it. But I believe that if you feel that he gave you clarity and things around you are also moving in the direction of the thing you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, it's time to move. The only thing you're doing is you are pushing off action and in denial. Sometimes we don't move because we are afraid of it not working the way that we thought it would work. And so what we do is we'd rather not start than to have to stop. I'd much rather not start, Chris, if that meant that I don't come in way of any obstacle down the road. Because, Chris, I'm not really, from what I've been through, I can't really work through the obstacles right now, player. I can't do it. Not what I've been through. Not in this season. I don't need obstacles. Okay. How does that work in life? You could drive down the nicest street and life won't prepare you for the construction up ahead. The most beautiful street in the world. Trees on both sides, mansions everywhere. And you will think that this is the perfect street to go down. And you run into an obstacle and it's construction. You can't see that up the road. So you may think, hey, I'm going to wait until it's just ready-made and perfect. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to push it off. I'm going to create every excuse possible not to do the thing that I know I need to do. And no matter what you think, I don't care what you're trying to do, there will be an obstacle ahead. And that obstacle is useful in your journey theoretically because it has a lesson packed inside of it. It is a pothole full of jewels. And if you just go through life with no encumbrances, with no obstacles, with no construction or delays, guess what? You end up falling asleep at the wheel of life. It's too good. You're rolling too good. You don't even have to be going anywhere. If you don't face any construction, you can go forward a long time without reaching any destination. You have to get started. Get yourself going. And then that's going to allow you to cross life's paths of lessons, people, and new instructions. Thought number 3, I should be further by now. Now, here's the thing. I kind of touched on this already, right? But the mindset fuels burnout. This mindset here, okay? I should be further than I am by now. And you push harder simply because you feel unworthy of where you are. And you also start to think that I need to speed up this process. Like this, wherever I am right now is taking too long. So I need to speed up. That means I need to start cutting some corners. And then also you're not appreciative of where you are. And I will tell you that gratitude goes a long way in order for us to feel good about the work we're doing. If you are celebrating your wins, if you feel good about the work you've done, if it feels as if this is worth my time, my effort, and you start to see and feel like, wow, I'm actually seeing some progress here. I'm seeing some results. I need to be grateful for that because I remember when I first started, I didn't have this feeling. And I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to be grateful for the job interviews I've gotten. I haven't gotten the job yet, but boy, I remember not having any opportunities. And I've been called in for 4 interviews. I haven't gotten the job yet, but I'm grateful that I'm starting to be on people's radar. I remember not being able to sell anything and being afraid of sales. And no, I haven't had the big 5-figure, 6-figure months yet, but man, in fact, I sold $900 last month, and that is amazing. I'm grateful for that. And because of that, that will cause you to pause and say, okay, I'm moving forward. That's good. Now, let me stay on the journey. But if everything you do is not enough, you will then think, oh, this is frustrating. I should have made 10,000 last month. That could be your goal, but if you're just starting off or you haven't planned properly or if you're ahead of your pace, then you will think that you should have had that type of month. But the truth is, you're on your journey. You're on the journey. The frustration you have isn't failure. It's just evidence that your vision is still alive. That's all. It's evidence that your vision is still. Vision without clarity will equal chaos. When you don't have vision, right? Well, if you have vision, but you don't have clarity, you can have vision. You can see a lot of things, but what's clear for you? What's the timeline for you? What's the goal for you? And when you don't have that in place, man, your innards will be stirred up. You will feel as if I'm agitated. Why am I not? I'm not getting what I need. I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I'm sick of this. I'm mad. I am frustrated. And that will cause internal chaos, causing you to quit the stuff that you've been pouring your heart into, causing you to stop pursuing, thinking that other people are at fault. You have to be just, there's a level of patience in life that is not apathy. It's respect for the process. There's a level of patience that one must have in life that is not apathy, but it is a respect to the process. There is too much patience in which you become almost dull to the requirements of what it takes to get the result. And therefore, you end up regressing more than anything else. Okay, you're always moving forward or you're regressing. But if you're moving too fast, you're creating anxiety because you're trying to force something to happen out of its aligned time. Thought number 4, I don't want to bother people. When we talk about trying to be successful and get to your next level, do you think that you're going to get there on your own? This was my biggest problem. Was I thought that I would be bothering people by trying to request a favor, trying to gain more value from a conversation, trying to just connect with people. I thought that I was being bothersome. And whenever I thought I don't want to bother people, AKA being afraid to be seen as doing too much, I played small. So what did I do? And bothering people can look like this: undercharging, under marketing, underselling, overthinking. It's not just a phone call or an email that's too much. Sometimes you don't even want to cause tension with other people, and that to you may seem as if you're bothering people. So what do? You sell your stuff for lower prices. You don't tell people what you're doing because you think that you don't want to appear to be doing too much. And then you're just overthinking. But I believe that anyone who comes on social media, who watches TV, who watches YouTube, they know that a part of the trade-off of them getting this information and content for free is that they are going to be sold something. Growing up, we didn't have the option to have YouTube Premium. You had to watch commercials. Probably 3 different times during one of your shows, you had to watch commercials. That was how people paid the bills. So if you feel like I'm bothering people by asking other people to buy stuff, then you're not getting the end of the trade-off when you're creating content. You're not getting the end of the trade-off when you're teaching people. You're just giving and not receiving. And that is not a fair exchange in life. You should not be afraid to be seen and stop playing small. You deserve to take up space in the world. You are not a seat filler. You're not. You have been invited to the party of life, and you deserve to take up space. You deserve to sit in the seat of life and ask for what you need. You deserve that. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of that. Yes, people may say no to you. People may not have the time. People may not necessarily be able to fulfill your request, but boy, you better ask. You better make the request. You better show up and put yourself in the middle of the room. Because if you don't, trust and believe me, people are so busy trying to improve their life, protect their family, take care of their family, that they don't mean to not think of you. It's just that you're not on the top of their mind. So you have to become what I tell my kids, the obvious choice. Become the obvious choice. When people are thinking about this, are you the obvious choice that they think about? That is what pricing your product comes into play, of marketing yourself accurately, of showing up for your children and advocating for them, right? Of showing up to your job and doing a great job, right? You're thinking that you don't want to bother people, but those extra questions, that extra email and phone call to the teacher, those extra emails and DMs that you're sending out, that is what raises you to the top of people's minds. And people will be more considerate of you. They will be able to, more willing to probably spend money with you, and they will want to connect with you. You're not annoying, but you are anointed. You are favored. You're not pushy. You're positioned. Closed mouths don't shift rooms. You're not annoying. You're very anointed, favored by the Lord. You're not pushy. You're positioned. Closed mouths don't shift rooms. And thought 5. Chris, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You haven't tried everything. You've tried everything that lets you stay in control, uncoached and unchallenged. That's what you tried. Everything that allowed you to not have accountability towards the result, you have tried it. Anything that kept you solo and in isolation, man, you've tried it. I'm telling you now. You've sampled a lot of change, but have you surrendered to it? Have you surrendered to a level of coaching? Have you allowed yourself to be underneath someone else for them to push you, hold you accountable, keep you goal oriented. When was the last time you had someone you answered to outside of your job? Someone that you said, hey, I want you to, you can tell me the truth on this. If you don't like what I'm doing, please tell me the truth. They're hard to find, but I'm telling you, I think it's important. I think it's important to have that. And you think that you've tried everything, but I think that is almost a lack of humility. To me, you have not tried everything because you don't know everything. I love being in the position of being 40 years old and saying easily and openly, I don't know everything at all. And so I am very teachable. Teach me something. Show me what I don't know. Like, give it to me. Like, what don't I know? And I'm here to listen because I have a finite amount of time on earth in which I need to earn money and also pass this down to my kids. I need to grow my business, become a better husband, become a great father, and I need to do those things in a certain amount of time. And I know that I don't have all the answers within me. I need some real life human experience answers, not just Chat GPT, but I need some people who have chatted with their spouse, who chatted with their father, who chatted with their therapist. And I need to talk to those people. And I know that I haven't tried everything. I know that I haven't talked to everybody that I need to talk to. And that level of humility keeps my mind and my heart receptive to new teachings, thoughts, ideas, and allows me to be mindful of staying present when I'm around people, trying my best to be in the conversation, but not holding the conversation. I want to always be a part of what's going on, but I don't need to be the main center of attention because that's when I'm not learning. If ever I have to teach and give out information, that's probably the least moment that I'm learning. But when I shut my mouth and I'm listening and I'm at a conference, I'm at a networking event, I take in so much knowledge, and really it's a cheat code. And even if it's not people, I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm watching YouTube podcasts. I'm trying to take in as much as I can so that when I need to give it out, I'm ready to go. And I will tell you, when you start gaining so much knowledge from people and podcasts and reading, your confidence is going to go through the roof. You're going to feel great. You are going to feel unbelievable. So listen, I don't have enough time to honestly show you all the systems I've created to help you rewire all these beliefs. I have an unstuck blueprint. All right. It's right here below. Right here in the description. And I want you to click on that. It's absolutely free. Okay. And I want you to click on I want you to take this and actually use it. Okay. I want you to use it. I don't have enough time to just go through and show you all the systems that I've created to help you rewire these beliefs. Even if I did, I wouldn't have enough time in the week. Now, do I have permission to show you something that can help you shift this faster? Do I? All right. I am building the Shift Challenge because I am tired of watching high potential people stay stuck in emotional quicksand. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend 5 days rewiring your mental blocks, resetting your identity, and building emotional discipline. It's not fluff, it's transformation. And so here's what we're going to do. 5 live coaching days. That's like $1,000 worth of value right there. Okay. We have some framework downloads, some clarity tools. That's $300 worth of value. Then we have the Shift Society Community Trial access, which is, trust me, priceless. When we have a private community and daily accountability. Okay, that's $500 worth of value even in that. We're doing all of this and giving this to you for only $297 because you don't need another course. You need a breakthrough. You don't need another course. You need a breakthrough. You don't rise to your potential. You rise to the level of your beliefs. And if your thoughts are still lying to you, it's time to shift. I am very thankful for every single one of you that's going to take time to listen to this. This is the Shift Society podcast, and we will see you soon. I'm Chris Marvell. Make sure you follow me, share, like, and comment. And listen, we're going to keep bringing you hot content as much as we possibly can, as often as we can. And we're going to get a rhythm for this thing. But I'm happy that you have joined in and that you've joined us. And we'll see you soon.